Verwin's meet is a wake-up call. Okay.
When a massive free-to-play game like Werewin's Meets finally launches,
so let's check out Verwin's meet. Those who don't know, it's a this year gacha per MMO per Souls-like whatever game. It's a very, 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 very mixed up thing. Yesterday and before that day, I actually raged on bosses. I think it's bad to put story bosses at least on Souls-like terms. Like maybe I was bad, but I actually get frustrated more. So, for example, in this game you have dash, not roll, or invincible roll like in Souls-like. So basically, one of the cores mechanic which should be, I think, should be fixed. Okay, let's get going.
you usually see one of two outcomes. Either it's a polished, accessible hit that everyone agrees it's pretty good, or it's a buggy, unoptimized mess that gets dismissed within a week. What you don't
Yeah. I think Vermin Speed get a pretty good one. I don't know it's an unoptimized or not. I didn't check, but for example, Wuthering Waves, I think unoptimized. It's not that very good looking game. Vermin Speed actually better looking game, and the Wuthering Waves actually eats up my 1570 Ti, which is crazy. I mean, what the fuck?
often see is both at the same time. If you look at the professional reviews, you will see a mixed 72 on Metacritic, you will see a 6
Okay, so basically not too much. IGN, oh, I don't care about this. For example, we have in my country someone who testing games, and basically he's very pessimistic. He burned out. IGN, you should watch all of them to get a really not person-specific view. For me, bosses, as I mentioned, the most of the games, whoever tried to be like Souls like games like Toyoverse. I forget the name. Who's making Souls? Dark Souls. Dark Souls made by no, From Software. So okay, From Software. When they trying to make some From Software games, they get From Software games, hard, big bosses, heavy attacks, etc., etc. But they forget that the parry is actually opening for you just to make a tons of damage. Like here, we have a parry or deflect, more like a deflect. But in Souls like you have block. Here, the block means nothing there. You don't get too much damage. In block now, you get only the third of the damage, but still a lot. And some of the attacks cannot be blocked. In Souls games, you also cannot block every single attack with a smaller shield, but you can block a lot of them without taking any damage. Second, and the more bigger difference for me, dash in these games, okay, in the last moment dash, you will get slow downtime, but they actually didn't invincible. They are not invincible dashes. So if you not just dash away, you need to dash out of the attack. In Souls like, if you are dashing, you are invincible, maybe like you are a ghost. Plus, you can start dash even if you get hit. In this game, no. Which is a big F off. For example, they are enemies like monks, they making whirlwind attack. If you get caught in the middle, you basically cannot leave the attack. You need to take the fall attack in face. Because the game said, oh no, you cannot dash. And what the fuck? So for me, doing this is a stupid thing. They should allow you always to dash. In Dark Souls, you can always dash. The question is that you can get out with the dash from the attack and taking just one hit or no hit. That's another question. For example, Blade of Miquella, Melina, Blade of Miquella, if you get caught in the attack, then you basically die. No, you have a chance to dash out because you are not staggered. In this game, they put stagger too. No, they shouldn't. So yeah, for me, that's bad news. Otherwise, the story, it was a plot twist. We are basically at the end of the first part. But the story, I even like the Genshin story. So for me, from story's perspective, I have very, very, very low standards. So I'm okay. I'm okay with the design. I'm okay. You can cut trees. Basically, you can cut every trees. Okay, with the sword. Okay, sword. Not with the axe. Maybe they should have put animations, but I like. I heard I'm not playing the online games, but if you commit crimes, you get publicly shamed. These are very, very, very good features, I think, for a game. Okay, let's continue.
Out of 10 from IGN, the consensus from critics is that this game is fractured, messy, dizzying, and severely lacks polish. But then you look
No. I think it's kind of polished, despite the goose. Yeah, we have problem with goose, but yeah. When I discovered yesterday that our power is 10,000 something something something, or one goose, that makes sense. So the goose is the measurement of power. So basically, we are now just as strong as a goose.
at the players, an 80% very positive rating on
Yeah.
Steam from thousands of reviews, massive instant hit player counts. It peaked at
Yeah, that's the problem with those who review these games. One, they don't put enough time in it. They play 1 or 2, maximum 5 to 10 hours. These games, you need to play 20 or 30 hours. This game to actually get what it is. It second, most likely don't those playing these games. For example, MMO player playing these games won't like it. A Dark Souls player will play these games. Maybe will like it because of the hard bosses, but maybe not. You need a player who plays everything, like me.
over 193,000
And also makes articles about it, so not me.
concurrent players on Steam alone, making it one of the top played games at launch. And veteran creators like Asmongold, who after running into every single one of those messy systems, ultimately gave the game an 8.5 out of 10.
Tomorrow, I will play more of it tomorrow. And
Okay, Osman saying this, I saw a video that when he said, I will play Cyberpunk tomorrow. Okay, after tomorrow, and he did it for half a year, or maybe a year, or still waiting, still the audience waiting for Cyberpunk play. I don't know. So, from coming his mouth, sorry, Osman, but yeah, no, that's not the real.
we'll do more of that. And yeah,
But what?
I've
Chicken head.
had fun. My overall experience, like my day one experience, like if I was gonna rate.
He's using a two-handed sword. Maybe I should try that one. Maybe Killer Bill used it that too. I like two-handed swords, but you are too vulnerable with slow weapons. And I think there is not too much difference between the attack. For example, my sword makes maximum 42, maybe no 53 maximum damage. Maybe a two-handed sword will do 60, 70. I don't think that's worth it.
The game, give the
But
game a
maybe today we will check that out.
rating. I would say that the rating that I would give the game so far has been like an 8, like maybe an 8.5. Like I've been really enjoying it so far. I really like the open world games like this.
Yeah, I like open worlds too, and not like Wuthering Waves. So Wuthering Waves actually open world, not like Hunkar Star Lair or other ones. They are open worlds, but also not. I don't like when there is teleport. I like BDO. World of Warcraft open world in theory, but for me it's not entirely open world. I more like Wuthering Waves, VVM, or Where Winds Beat, Black Desert Online. That's open world for me. Metin also wasn't open world for me. It's open, but also a little bit closed.
I think it's good. And honestly, for what it is, I think it might even be higher than that because it's made to be like an open world kind of like MMO light game.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
a-
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that part. I like that. A gacha, which not gacha. Open world. As I said, outside the boss fights and the level up system, I don't. I actually don't like the level up system in this game. Okay, it's blocking you from some sort of it's a wall for you to progress further, but I think the level system itself was unnecessary outside of rewards and blocking you from the main story, because the enemy also goes with you. So basically, it doesn't matter what is your level. Enemy gets stronger, even you get strong. If you don't get stronger, that will be the problem. But otherwise, it's almost nothing. They should have put others than level in it. In MMOs, at least, there is a level difference between the mobs. For example, in Black Desert Online, there are different level of territories. So there, it matters your level. Here, it doesn't.
Simple disagreement, this is a fundamental disconnect. It points to something much more important, where Wins Meets is not just another competitor in the open world market, it's a wake-up call. And to understand why this is happening, why this divide is so significant.
Oh, from that perspective, which is my controller? I have two PS4 controllers. One of them is the version 1, one of them the version 2. The version 2 is mine. The other one was my brother's. I think this one. Okay, this is the newer one. Where Wins Meet, there is the drinking game where you need to basically play darts drunk, but you don't hit the table, you hit a jar. You drop your darts in a jar, and for that I think controller is needed, because sometimes you need to do the mouse and the keyboard, and with keyboard it's not smooth, it's jumpy, like driving a car with keyboard, almost impossible. So with controller it will be much easier, and I think that's a controller type of mini games. I like that they put a lot of mini games inside the game. I like that one.
We first have to understand what this game is trying to be. But before we get into that, if you
that's a good question. What trying to be? Nothing, almost nothing, or everything.
appreciate this kind of breakdown, a like on the video and subscribe.
Oh, wait. I used the original one. Okay, we will check. Maybe there is a timer what says how much time did I put into Where Wins Meet, but I think we already put 40 hours in it. And we are just finished with the part 1.
To the channel is a huge help, and it lets me know that you want to see more. On paper, the identity of Where Wins Meets is simple: a free-to-play, wuxia-themed open-world action.
Free-to-play, yeah, it's free-to-play because you can buy just outfits. So for your power, it's kind of, it doesn't matter how much money do you spend on the game. Like Black Desert Online, a lot of people say Black Desert Online isn't free to play, but also I couldn't put in the pay to win, because when we calculated that how much money do you need to get a full top gear, it turned out to be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Can you call a game where you need to put hundreds or thousands? Basically you need to be an oil let me get the word. Oil shake or something like that. Yeah, you basically need to be an owner of a oil company to afford that one, or a billionaire, Elon Musk or someone. So yeah, this game doesn't have almost anything which will improve your combat, just skins, which is good, which is very, very good, but also painful because they are very, very, very expensive. Even Black Desert Online with $30 outfits was expensive, but the gachas, okay.
RPG. But that description doesn't really tell you anything. In fact, I don't think it's very accurate. The only word that properly describes the
For me, it's more like an Assassin's Creed. Basically, this is the gacha Assassin's Creed.
This game is maximalist. It just means that it wants to do everything. It's not trying to be one thing. It is an attempt to be 5 or maybe 6 different games, all living in the same house. And it's not quite
Sadly, they also want to be Souls-like game, which doesn't turn out to be bad.
About it either. Let's just list them out, right? You have the combats. This is the Souls-like. It's not a button masher.
Yeah and no, that's the problem with it. The dodge. Actually, my only problem is the dodge per block system. One, they should put shield in the game, like in Souls-like. Okay, in Souls-like you don't use shield, but come on, put shield in this game. So two-handed weapons, one hand is shield, one hand is sword. What I'm currently using, for example. And make that the dash is invincible. You cannot hit by dash, and you can start dash even when you get hit. But for example, they can make a devils. They should fix the dash like this. In my opinion, if you get hit before dashing a second ago, then you didn't get the slowdown. So the time won't slow down if you dash. If you dash right before the hit and you didn't get hit. So for example, there is a whirlwind attack. You get hit by the one, you dash it out, the time didn't slow down because you get hit half a second ago. Basically half a second between the hit, or 1 second. But if you dash before the first one, or the first one didn't hit you but the second one would hit you, you get the buff, the time slowdown or time freeze. Basically, I think that would be much better and more like Souls-like, and it wouldn't be frustrating. Basically, now the combat system for me is more like frustrating than enjoyable. In Elden Ring, I did enjoy the combat. In this one, it's for me, because of this, it's more frustrating. If you get caught in a whirlwind or something, you don't have the chance to escape, and you don't have that much potion. In Elden Ring, you have 12 potions. And shut the fuck up. Sorry, but my phone Gemini AI just wake up because of the potion word. When I actually didn't call him. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Let's go. So yeah, that's my perspective from the combat. Otherwise, I think it's kind of good.
It's a tactical system built entirely on precise timing.
Yeah. The precise timing is okay. The problem with the dash.
On parrying and on counter-attacking. Your skills
No counter-attack, there is only parry.
aren't based on a rigid...
No, sorry, Puchat. No parry, deflect. In parry, the enemy would instantly go down, and you had a chance to make the finisher move or something like that. Yeah, this is more like a deflecting. I wouldn't call it parry.
class.
Even if the system is the same as parry, no, it's not.
But on the weapon that you're using, like
this one.
Sword, a fan, or a spear. The exploration is a pure Breath of the Wild. The developers have been...
Yeah. Now you see something what you won't see any normal Whirlwind Speed player. They are riding a horse. We don't ride a horse. One, I use the running because it's more fun. But most of the time, running horse. So I'm basically using horse, but not much. You teleport, you fly, or you just run out there. That's all. You don't use horses.
Very clear.
Actually, no point using horses currently, or I don't think there is a point. Using horse only one option when you go to another region outside. For example, now we have only 2 regions, and you cannot use the holding space, basically flying thing. If you can use that, then horse is basically useless. Much slower. You need to use the road. You cannot go through the terrain. Using the flying, you just go directly to the next teleport point or whatsoever. And after you discover all the teleports, even that doesn't have meaning outside of 500 meter. That range is about 500 to 800 meters. So outside that, for example, more than a kilometer, you use teleport.
If you see a mountain in the distance, you can go there. You can get around using lightness skills, which is
Yeah, like
just the
that
wuxia way of
skills.
saying you can run on water and sprint vertically up a cliff face. And then it's a GTA
I actually like that one.
style sandbox. The game is set in a chaotic 10th century era, and the systems let you embrace that. You can choose a criminal path, you can kill NPCs and get a wanted level, and maybe even hunted by other players for a bounty. It is also a deep life sim. They have this identity system. It is far more than a simple crafting mini game. It is a completely parallel path. If you want to, you can apparently just ignore the main quest and become a full-time doctor who can heal or accidentally worsen NPCs, or an architect who builds houses, or a bodyguard. And finally, the foundation holding all of this up is an RPG, a massive 150 plus hour story-driven single player.
What? 150 hours? How many did I in the story games? 20 hours? What the? Okay. And for free. Let's put it. Okay, they get money from the outfits, but basically it's for free. You don't need to put $100 or more for the story.
Focused
Like Assassin's Creed or Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is a good example for me. They ask you $60 for 1/3 of a DLC. They said you get 2 dungeons, but you get only 1/3 of the story, not the whole story. You get 150 hours story for free.
open world. So a Souls-like, a Zelda Explorer, a GTA sandbox, and a live sim, all built on an RPG chassis. And that is the proposition. That is the maximalist design. All of this ambition, this
Now, Heartseeker
desire to be everything at once is the direct source of the game's single biggest problem.
He's using the hacking system.
This have-it-all design results in a fracture. The game's
We actually defeated her. She was easy.
Identity is fundamentally split. You are essentially playing two
or maybe not. No, I think I did not defeat her.
different games that just happen to be at war with each other, right inside the same clients. The split is a direct source of what has been the #1 complaint: the worst marketing. This massive confusion about what the game's multiplayer is. Because let's be clear, Where Winds Meet is not a traditional MMO. You are not running around with thousands of other players in the same persistent shared world, doing quests together. That is not how this works. Instead, the game is a hybrid. It strictly divides its content into 2 separate modes you have to switch between. First, you have the game 1, the Lone Wanderer mode. This is the default. This is the Genshin style experience. That entire massive 150 plus hour main story, it's solo only. You do all of that alone. And now you can play co-op from this mode, like its competitors. However, it is not a truly shared world. You create a private instance room, like a temporary copy of the world, made just for you and your friends. You can get a group
I don't have friends. Okay, so we are skipping
of up to 4 people together to explore and fight the world boss.
like Genshin, basically like Genshin.
But that main story stays a solo endeavor. And then you have game 2, the shared journey mode. This is what they call the MMO part. But even this is misleading. When you switch to this mode, the open world is empty. There is no enemies, no mobs, no story quests. This is the key misunderstanding that's tripping everyone up. This shared journey mode is essentially a lobby. It is a social hub when you can see thousands of other players, but it functions as a gateway. It is the place you go to queue up for all of the traditional instance MMO activities. The dungeons, the raids, the PvP arenas, and the guild wars. This structure is clunky, it is confusing, and it's not what people expected. But as we will see, this clunky fractured design isn't just a flaw, it is also the game's sharpest weapon. This 2-game system, as confusing as it is, appears to be a very deliberate choice. It is a calculated attack on the biggest complaints that players have had about its gacha competitors for years. And its first target is what creator Gacha Smack bluntly called the dog poo limited co-op of games like Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves. He is talking about that.
Basically, I cannot play Go co-op with them because I don't have friends or worse.
That familiar style.
Or also, you didn't want to allow anyone in your world, not anyone, strangers in your world, because they can steal your resources, which can be suck if you want those resources too.
Visit my world model, the one where you join a friend, you run around their world, but you can't open their chest, you can't progress their story. There is no real incentive to be there other than just being there, I guess. It is not true cooperative play. Where Winds Meets attacks this head on. Gacha Smack called it a proper co-op mode.
This is a game that has done co-op right. When I explore in somebody else's world, I expect to reap the benefits of their world. Yes, I'm calling out games like Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves. These gacha games, bro, they're cooked in co-op. They love to sell it like it's they sell it like a dream. Co-op, you get in the game, it's the most dog limited co-op you've ever seen in your life. In this game, you can fight all the bosses in the world together. At least from my experience, that's what I saw. The bosses are super difficult. We had to quit on a boss. Maybe we were undergeared. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. But the fact that we can still go do it together.
Even solo, it's hard. For example, the donkey was also hard. But maybe I'm undergeared. We will, as I saw, level 70 is the cap currently. I'm almost 26, so 65. So soon I can be go to the last solo level tier and go to 70, and from that we need just to get if I see correctly from other streamers, you have gold gear, so I need to get the gold gear set up. So there are combos like in Genshin artifacts, but here the swords, armors has this status. For example, you get 4 piece of this, you get this buff, you get 4 piece of this, you get that buff, etc, etc. But you need to use your armor, so I need to farm, for example, a specific boss for that one. But yeah, outside that, I think in level 70 you will get aim for that one, that you get the best sword to do that. So basically your armor and swords are artifacts, and you don't have a real sword.
Was a fun experience.
Like
you also can explore and unlock the map together, and if I open up a chest, everybody gets that reward as well.
Ah, that's a good one, and also not a good one, but okay. You can help the others to explore faster, or if they left the chest behind, you can get the chest for them. But I'm curious, if I didn't reach the where I can go to the second region. So if I co-op with someone who is on the second region, I get their second region without actually progressing in the main story. If I can do that, that's kind of glitch, but also can help. Because in the second region, you can get an umbrella which can heal you even when you are attacking. So it's floating around you and heal you. Or at least that's what I saw in others. And basically every main DPS uses that, or everyone uses that, because everyone main DPS and not specified for heal. So you can self-heal yourself without the potions, which could be good, for example, in the second boss or the first boss, for any boss. You don't use your potions.
Well, that's something that is very important in co-op, guys. You want to give incentives to join somebody's world. You see what I'm saying?
It means you are not just visiting your friend's world, you are progressing with them. You are actively encouraged to explore together, fight world bosses together, and solve complex puzzles, because everyone in the group benefits from the discoveries. It provides a genuine incentive for shared exploration. And this is the first wake-up call, but this attack on bad co-op is only half the strategy. The second, and perhaps even more significant wake-up call, is what Where Winds Meets does with its endgame. The target here is that famous predictable complaint, a lack of endgame. It is the feeling that plagues almost every massive gacha game. You finish the story, you explore.
Yeah, for example, that's the problem with the Genshin for me now, and with Zenless Zone Zero. Oh yeah, in Zenless Zone Zero we have a new update, and we will gamble. But basically I finished the story, just log in, do my things, and log out. But for me it's also good, because you can play other games outside that game. For example, let's say in Genshin, I finished the story, I played a week for Genshin, and now you can say there is nothing to do, so easy to leave the game. That's right. But also, it gives you opportunity, for example, to play Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, Where the Winds Meet, World of Tanks, whatever. So also for me, it gives you a freedom. If they give you constantly story, you cannot do that. But for those who are playing just one game, like playing just Genshin. It's a good news for Werwin's made players because they also get they don't need to look for another game to play during that time. So it can be both. It can be good. It can be bad. We'll see. I didn't reach that one, and for example, what I experienced with maybe World of Warcraft, I didn't play that much, only a month or two that game. But if you left behind, then it's harder you to catch up after that. You need friends to catch up, and if you don't have in dungeons, that can be a problem. So here I'm also asking, what happens if I miss, for example, one update and or another region because of something did come up, and can start only 2 weeks later, and I missed the start, and 2 weeks later I joined, and actually no one played that dungeon anymore or something, or I don't know. It's hard. I'm curious about how that would work out if you left behind a little bit. How you will catch up, and what will be the consequences of skipping, for example, one or two updates. And for example, GTA 6 comes out. You start this game because GTA 6 will take your whole time, or it will take my whole time. Most likely we'll just log in and that's all in Werwin's Meet. What will happen then? I'm curious about it. In Genshin, we will have the story. Yeah, that's a big problem in Genshin. Yeah. So I'm curious about how will they handle this one.
The map, and then you just run out of meaningful things to do. Werwin's Meets was clearly built from the ground up to solve this exact problem. It goes back to that two-game fracture.
Yeah, we just defeated him, but
Developers took that entire second game, that shared journey MMO component, and they bolted it back to the single-player world. That MMO lobby, the one with no story quest, that is the whole point. It is a dedicated space for a traditional competitive endgame. It is a hub where you go to queue up for all of the things its competitors are missing. Challenging multiplayer dungeons, epic raids, PvP duels, and a large-scale guild versus guild wars. This is a direct
okay, so we get guild wars, like maybe in Black Desert.
strategy. It is a calculated business move to capture and keep the high investment endgame players. They are targeting
Yeah, I'm curious if there is guild wars, there is reward for guild wars. So, for example, you fight for territory like in Black Desert Online, or just for fun, or for resources. You get, for example, I don't know, wishes or something like that, or high-end armors.
targeting the people who finish the story in competitor games and leave because they are looking for a persistent competitive loop to grind. And of course, this is how they monetize that loop. The game introduces a pay to progress faster system. It is not a pay for power. You can't just buy the best sword from a store.
Yeah.
Instead, it uses a stamina system, sometimes called vitality. This system puts a hard cap on how many rewards you can get from those dungeons and raids every day. But if
Okay, so like in Genshin, which is kind of sucks. This is basically okay. It keeps you that you need to play 1 hour a day, but also if you play this game only this game, that's also can be a cap. Even you can progress with dungeons, or they put you a co-op mission. That's a hard cap, and yeah. It can be bad. For example, I can play 4 hours a day. If I finish in 1 hour and I'm playing just Werwin's Meet, then I'm on the same situation as Genshin.
you buy the battle pass or the
Also, that was one of the problems of Lost Ark. So Lost Ark has the enchanting system, and they say it's pay to win because you can buy enchant materials, but also they limit the daily per weekly dungeons what you can play. Basically, this stamina system also limit that, so it will be the same problem as Lost Ark from this perspective.
monthly pass, you get items like vitality pills that gives you more stamina. This lets paying customers run more content, get more loot, and progress their gear faster than a free-to-play player.
Yeah. So basically, it's pay to win. That's good. This actually a pay to win part.
It is a controversial loop.
Right, 96 boss. So what's the max level? We don't know how strong this player. Okay, maybe he's fighting level 70 as level 70 against level 96. So together,
For sure, but it's also a very familiar and marketable system designed specifically to monetize that competitive endgame community. This entire structure, this fractured two-game solution is the
but this will set up the players like me who will instantly switch to another game because there is other games to play, and those who playing this one and have the money to pay for it, because now that will be a problem in the future. I think this will be a problem in the future. For example, who's just returning for updates and for daily leads, and for those who are competitive will actually fall apart. They won't, for example, you started with them, whatever, then you leave, you just do your dailies, and then they will say, oh, you are out of the guild because you don't have the gear requirements for stay here, and they will basically just say goodbye to you because you didn't pour money into it. I think this is actually the bad one. This is actually a bad decision. Okay, you can monetize it, but give better outfits or something, or funnier outfits like the riding the goose or the anime running legs in a wheel. I like that one. Give us more. I think that would be better. This stamina system will be make more damage for the community, in my opinion.
core of the game's identity. It is also what brings us to the most interesting
40,000 damage. Okay, we have a long way to go.
part of this launch, the massive unavoidable divide between what the critics are saying and what the players are doing. If you look at the professional reviews, the game is mixed. You will see a 72 on Metacritic or a 6 out of 10 from IGN, and the criticisms are all the same. They are all valid. They center on the messy UI, the dizzying amounts of micromanagements, and frankly,
Yeah, I have some problems, especially with the event window. I have problems. Outside of that, I don't have too much problem with the UI itself. But for example, where the bounty events, whatever, they show that you have a reward what you can collect, but I cannot find it because it's window behind window behind window, and there is no clear collect reward here.
the awful English localization. But then you look at the users. The user reception on Steam is very positive, with an 80% approval rating from thousands of reviews. The game was an instant hit, with a massive launch player counts, over 193,000 on Steam alone. So what is going on here? Asmongold Experience is the perfect case study for this divide. He went into the game shocked by the 6 out of 10 review, and for a while, his playthrough looked just like that review.
How do I pause the game? Okay, all right. Can I change anything else? This is fine, but like, I just want to know.
Okay.
It doesn't even let me change my key bindings.
I didn't have this problem. Maybe because I did come back later, or he's during a boss where you can not change anything.
I can't even change my after.
Oh, it's a tutorial. He's in this tutorial. Okay, maybe. Okay.
This tutorial. So I've got to learn. So I have to muscle memory the wrong key bindings. Okay. I just got to beat him. That's all. All I have to do, I just have to beat him.
He immediately ran into all of that friction the critics hated. He got stuck in the tutorial, completely frustrated by the confusing key bindings. He was completely stopped by the broken character creator's image upload feature, and he
Yeah, the character creator, it gives you a lot of freedom to customize everything, but also it can be frustrating. For example, in Black Desert Online, you also can change a lot of things about your character, but you can click that part and change just one slider or maybe three, and it gives you more versatility about it. But that was good. I think Black Desert Online was not as confusing, and also give you enough freedom to create anything. For example, from the Berserker, they made a lot of Berserker character looks like other games character. For example, if I'm correct, they made a Berserker who looked like Geralt. They made a Berserker maybe who looked like Keanu Reeves. Not that good in looking because it's an old game, kind of old game, 12 years old. But yeah, but also wasn't hard to use it. In this game, I had a problem that, okay, I have a face, what I want to change, and a bunch of side. Okay, this changed that, this changed that, this changed the top of your head, this changed that, your jaws, and they didn't. I think they should change it. For example, if I go to the character face, and I can click on the nose, so I will see just the nose parameters, and I can change just the nose parameters, and I see every nose parameters in one window instead of looking on the long way parameter list, and didn't know what actually that change. Also, maybe a little bit fewer can be better. That was very confusing. How to put a very nice character together without taking a whole day to create your character.
He was visibly annoyed by the endless, overwhelming dialogue. By all accounts, he should have hated it. But then he discovered the depth. He found out that he could just attack a random villager and that the game would react.
Guys, I think I've ruined the game. Crime of intentional harm. Wait, what? What do you mean crime? What? Wait, why? Who's shooting me? Is this...
Okay. We won't hurt villagers, okay? We won't hurt villagers anymore. No way. I don't want to be chased by villagers. And if I kill them, then maybe if I kill Vendor, then I cannot shop from him anymore because he's died. I don't want to test it. Okay, if someone tests it, please tell me. Or other NPCs will took their place, or they will just respawn. Please let me know in the comments or in the chat. I won't test it. I don't want angry villagers, especially not the goose. Okay, if the goose start chasing me because I attack the villagers, no way. Then your game is basically done. You need to make a new character if every goose start going after you.
Wait, it's the police.
I actually ended up. The problem was there is one problem with this system actually. Two problems. One is in accident I stole a horse, so I wanted to pick something up, but I snatched a horse because not a horse. I get a vendor out. There was a NPC riding next to the road, and there was a flower or something next to the road, or this manticore or something like that. I want to pick it up, but instead I stole the horse. Then the NPC attacked me, middle in the nowhere. We were middle in the nowhere, and I killed him. Because, come on, you attack me. I just left the horse with you. Because I get on the horse, then get down the horse because I wanted the mantis, not the horse. But the NPC attacked me, I killed him, and immediately the police spawned around me. So I hate in games when there is no witnesses and they spawn the police around you. If I'm correct, in Red Dead Redemption 2, if you kill someone, out of sight, they won't chase you. No matter what they did, they yell or whatever, they won't chase you because there is no witness. If there is a witness, they will put a bounty on your head. That's the real good system. I hate when they do this. I think every game which has bounty system should do what Red Dead Redemption 2 did. If there is no witness around you, you are free to kill. Or at least pangoos, but not people just from around you. A goose will be maybe funny. They will kill you instantly, most likely, but yeah. People immediately just appear in front of you. I don't like that one.
Dude,
He's dead. He doesn't have potion too much.
am I supposed to kill the police?
The moment he saw that sandbox freedom, his entire opinion of the game completely shifted. He ended that stream by giving the game an 8, maybe an 8.5, a score that seems impossible next to that 6 out of 10 from IGN. And the title of his next video, I Can't Stop Playing This Game. I mean, this is a wake-up call. It is not just about the features, it is about the audience. The audience is proving that they are absolutely starved for depth and innovation. They're willing to push through a messy UI. They're willing to learn dizzying systems. They will forgive a lot of friction if the core fantasy is strong enough. And that fantasy is one of the true co-op. It is a fantasy of real consequences in a sandbox world. It is a fantasy of a world that has insane depth. So what this all means, the real alarm this game is sounding is that the market is changing. This is the real wake-up call, okay? It is not that Where Winds Meets is a Genshin killer. It's not. It is not a perfect polished game that is going to steal the entire casual market.
Yeah, that is impossible to break down Genshin. It's like impossible to get down World of Warcraft. They lay down the basics. They were still on the top until people fed up with the Hoyoverse milking Genshin players. And I'm talking about, for example, we get a new update event in 2.0. We get 2.0 in Zen and Zone Zero. There is the bunny girl. What I wanted to first, I wanted to gamble on her. You know, the Top's agent Blood Bunny. And I just logged in yesterday, 2.0 update, and we got 720 TVs or wishes. Not wishes, Primogems. I will use Primogems. I didn't learn the correct name. I learned the Genshin one, but it's the same. 702 Primogems. You get, if I'm correct, 10 wish, actually 10 wish for logging in for 7 days, and we get the bunny. 5-star, maybe not the strongest character, I didn't check it yet. 5-star character for free, and you can still wish for her. In Genshin you didn't get. If you get an update in Zen and Zone Zero, you get minimum 20 wish for doing the event. It's about 10 wish for doing the events, and 10 wish just as a login reward. In Genshin, you get 5 wish to doing the event, and that's all. And 300 Primogems as an update reward. So yeah, I hate the Hoyoverse milking Genshin players who actually paid their 2 other games. Not Honkai Star, I need Zen and Zone Zero. So let's check the bunny girl. We get Yi Shun Wan. I will gamble on her. And Zhao, the new one. She is a tier S support character, and they give her for free. I was afraid that because they give her for free, they will put in the worst state, but no, she's as good support as you, Fufu. She's a defense character. So wait, defense character. Okay, she's basically a tank. She's a tank. What the fuck? Okay. But yeah, I will get Yi Shun Wan, or try to get today. I think we will go to Zen and Zone Zero after this. Okay. We don't start with Where Winds Meet because I will play almost 6 hours with Where Winds Meet. we will get Yi Shuang. I have 70 wish to gamble. I hope we can get the 50-50 with her. Otherwise, maybe on July I will spend money on it. Maybe today. We'll see. But if I spend the money on Zen Zone Zero, I will buy the outfit in Werewindsmith. That 1,200, 300 per outfit, not the expensive ones, medium one. I that's the only one what I like outside of the gambling outfits.
The wake-up call is precisely that it's not perfect. It is a fractured experience. As we have discussed, it is a messy game.
Not perfect, but I also didn't find any bugs yet. And most of the games I find the most ridiculous bugs. No one ever had those bugs, but I have those bugs. And yeah, the graphics actually look good. Maybe it's eat up too much power, and outside of the dodge system, what I hate, the Souls-like system, and where the one of the core mechanics actually they change it and basically makes the game, instead of like a Souls-like, frustrating. But yeah, I don't know the Sekiro. Maybe they want to be the same as the Sekiro, but not a lot of Souls players play the Sekiro.
Game with a dizzying
Especially for if you targeting gacha players, you instead follow Elden Ring, which is a much beginner friendly. So if you are starting Souls-like games, want to play Souls-like games, start with Elden Ring. There is no connection between the games. Start with the Elden Ring, then maybe the 3. 2 is the hardest. So 3, 1, 2. If you want to go by difficulty. Elden Ring, 3, 1, 2. In 2, if you die, your max HP gets down. If I'm correct. I never played the 1, 2, 3. I just played Elden Ring and still didn't finish it. We killed Blade of Melina, Blade of Mikkel, and that's all.
UI that critics and players alike have pointed out. By all conventional wisdom, a game this ambitious and this unpolished, this high friction, should have failed, especially when launching for free against some of the most polished, accessible competitors in the world, but it didn't. It is a very positive user score on Steam, and its high player counts prove that audiences are desperate for more than just polish. They're desperate for ambition, and the message this sends to the entire live service market is painfully clear. It is telling them that players are tired of limited co-op. They are tired of visiting a friend's world and just running around, unable to do anything meaningful. It is telling them that players are
I'm tired about getting no rewards for events, and they asking $200 every single month for a character if you want to collect everyone.
tired of investing hundreds of hours into a game only to hit a wall where there is no meaningful endgame. And most importantly, it is telling them that players are willing to forgive a lot of friction, a lot of messy menus, and a lot of confusing systems if the game underneath it all delivers a deep, innovative, and
Yeah, about polishing now from this yellow uptalk. That's actually a problem that there is an indicator in the game, red or yellow flash, which indicates you need to dodge or parry in that precise moment. But for example, in the witch boss, when you face the cold version in this basically phase 3, that's too early. So putting indicators like this in the game and saying to players to dodge now, and actually it's timed wrong, a big mistake. Don't do indicators at all, or if you do it, for example, in Elden Ring, you don't have indicators. Still, players dodge their attacks, but you have a lot of stamina. In here, you cannot dodge 20 times in a row. You can dodge only 5 times around, and you are out of stamina, and the stamina recharges very, very, very slowly. So in this game, indicators needed, but they should, if the timing of the indicator wrong, they should fix it. Not just leave it there. Fix it almost immediately. Or put a system report that the indicator here is wrong, more frustrating. Or I think there is a lot of dead players around these bosses. They should check why. And if the indicator wrong, they should fix it. That's the polishment what I'm missing currently from the game.
compromising sandbox. The alarm
For example, here they put the red dot, but the enemy still didn't attack. So if you push defense down, you will be hit for the full damage. What they
here
do.
isn't
You need to push now. They have two, but if you press it here, you will be deflecting it
make a better wuxia game.
like this. Yeah, but sometimes this is wrong. They put it too early.
That is not what this is about. The alarm is that your audience is smarter and more patient than you think, and they are ready for something more. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Do you believe this is a system of systemic depth? All of these different jobs and sandbox features makes up for the lack of polish? And what is the one
No. I think it's not entirely lack of polish. Instead of polishing, I would say they should make it that it will be meaningful. So there is a point to doing this, and maybe fixing some bugs or something like, yeah. For example, is there a meaning of playing chess or something like in the game, or just getting some advance points and that's all? Maybe that gives you a small reward, 5 Ye tokens or coins, whatever. Or there is outside something that, for example, they make an event that if you for example, there is a game in chess, different chess, not a normal chess in the game, or maybe a Chinese version, I don't know. And for example, let's put a level for that. If you win 30 times, you level up 5 levels. And there will be an event, or let's say side quest, where you need to reach a certain level and you get a nice story. Voice acted story. That would make meaningful the game, even if it's not entirely unpolished. I want to see something like that one. For me, I didn't see some other things outside of the dashing combat, what I talked a lot about now, that it's unpolished. I feel there are worse games outside than this one.
feature you think competitors should be paying the most attention to? Let me know in the comments below, but that is all from me, Galave Keo, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers!